today we're going to talk about how to trim the balls that you have so that they fit. The balls that you have are likely you'll be cutting it in half and using half and half. And I don't know if you can tell that these are really just the top half, or they're half of the ball, but in some cases where I needed it to be smaller, instead of just cutting it in half, I just cut like the top portion off. Okay, so let's talk about that. Okay, so in each case, I started by just cutting the ball in half. You'll need a sturdy pair of scissors or a sharp, smooth kitchen knife. To cut it in half. And it doesn't have to be smooth. Now, if this is the size that I wanted, I would go ahead and I just do a simple whip stitch to get it down. If I wanted it to be tall and long like this, I would trim off a little bit of the side like this, and a little bit of this side like this if I need it to be longer. And that way, because those sides are a little bit shorter, I don't know if you can see that they're, then you can tuck them down and you'll end up with one that's a little bit taller and longer. If you need it smaller around, it was hard for me to try, like that would be to try and cut this like this again, and that was hard for me. So if I knew I wanted it smaller, I went ahead and trimmed the edges first until the size of it matched the size that I need, but you can see that I still have stuff in the middle. So then I would fold it in half and trim the guts out of the middle of it until I got it flat. The other option is to push like this and trim more guts out of the middle of it so that you can get it to stay flat. It needs more guts out. Let's try right here. So the back side, just so that you know, the back side of mine looked like this before I put them down. Okay, it looks like it's landing well everywhere except this edge. So right here, I don't have enough of the inside trimmed off. Okay, still not quite enough. So when I turn it sideways, that you can see that's a high spot and that's a high spot, and those are making it difficult to get it to lay flat. Just keep trimming it until you can get it the shape and size that you want. So if you got it down to here and went, uh-oh, it's still a little, I need it slanted, then trim off a little bit on your edges. To comparison, there's my whole one and there's my little one, and they'll spread out a little bit. Let's trim just a little bit off the edges all the way around again to make it a little bit smaller. So that there's a noticeable smaller difference. Now, by the time you wrap these around and tuck them, the end result, like I can spread it out flat and have it be the same size as that, but at this point, it should conform to the size that's on your pattern. Yeah, there we go. That one, when it gets all tucked down and tied in, will be smaller. So that's how you can trim them so that they will be the right size.